Andrew, we're ready to give you the game of the tournament. How do you feel about such a game?
I mean, when he played this rook fd1, it just looked totally wrong because he's moving a rook away from a kingside layer. It has very little to no defenders. So I thought, like, I didn't calculate everything all the way, obviously, but I assumed knight g4. I mean, something has to be working there for black.
Did you check this line before the game, or did he surprise you with this, taking on d5 and queen c2, which is quite popular nowadays?
Oh, he surprised me with this knight e2, bishop d2 idea. I wasn't exactly sure what to do, but I just tried to play natural, like knight d7, c5 looks pretty good for black. And what I got in the game was pretty comfortable because this with the isolated pawn, the knight on e2 is totally misplaced, and he obviously has a lot of weaknesses around his king. The knight coming in g4 sometimes.
Absolutely, and you played this move knight to g4, and now he played this move bishop to e1. You spent a lot of time at this point trying to make queen to h4 work. Did you see everything from afar? How did you come to the conclusion that you have to go for queen to h4? And did you see all the ramifications after that? Knight to f3, knight takes c3, and so on.
Yeah, I mean, when I played knight g4, like I had already seen this queen h4, knight f3, knight e3 idea very quickly, but it's not so clear, which makes it very hard. And by the way, black has other options like knight h2, and or like after queen h4, h3, for instance, you can start from knight e3 and then knight f3.
That was the moment that we thought that you might get a bit confused.
Yeah, but
to choose.
yeah, we have to. Yeah, I tried to be very precise in my calculations, but I think knight f3, knight e3 is the best, and the others I didn't see anything clear. So here, gf3, knight e3, queen a4 check. I mean queen a4, queen g5 check, knight g3. Okay, it's very tempting to play bishop d7 here. It's a very forcing line. But it seems like white holds on. For instance, queen takes d7, knight takes d1, and there's this move king g2. I think this was his idea. And white is holding on. For instance, rook takes e1, rook d1, bishop f2, with that queen e3, queen g1 mate, but there's queen g4 here, and
that's a very nice
looks like
mate.
white's just holding on. So I just assumed that bishop takes h3. Okay, first of all, I didn't see a clear defense for him, but like I just thought like even if he had something here, I might have two pawns, and his like king side cover has been completely blown open, so it must be good for black no matter what.
Also might as well get another mechanism of queen f6, queen takes f3 around the king, checkmating mechanism.
Yeah, this bishop d2 defense I saw, but queen f6 looked pretty good for black. So,
And I think you were actually very, very precise with these last few moves. So was he after bishop to e1. He was making the best defensive moves, but you just kept on piling on the pressure, and it was just too late. After bishop e1, queen to h4 was just a crushing victory for you. Congratulations, Andrew. And right now, I'm sure you're keeping an eye on that game between Christopher Yu and David Brodsky. What do you think of the game?
I actually haven't taken a look, so not too sure what's going on. But.
Well, we're trying to get some new commentators here. So let's take a look at that.
We're recruiting.
Let's take a look at that game right now, and maybe you can give us your assessment. The one between Christopher Yu and David Brodsky. There it is.
Ooh.
Is he in time, or is he not?
I would say it's probably a draw, I think.
Probably a draw. Interesting.
Yeah, because usually with the side pawn, like the h pawn or a pawn, is winning. If you cut the king on the b file, but here you need like you need the black king's help to like force Zugzwang with the white bishop. But here the king's tied down.
Can we force Zugzwang in any way?
I'm not sure. It seems to me that it looks like a pretty simple draw for white.
So actually, let's keep the rook on b8 or b7, and then maybe get the pawn to a4. So what do you play first?
King c3, for example.
Right? Rook to b7.
Yeah, king c2.
So you want to stay on c3 and c2.
I just don't see what black is doing here.
And if you do go a4,
yeah, king c3.
King c3, and now after rook to b3, you go king to c2, not king to c4.
Yeah.
King to c2. And what if I go with a rook to g3? Well, yes, this is win. Yes, we know that. So after king to c2, what if I go rook to g3 and try to come with the king now?
Oh, wow. I actually didn't think of this. But how do you make progress? I just wait, king b2, king
That's
a2.
always a good question.
Because this bishop is taking the b4 square, so...
I can put you in a 2-1 though. So I go king c4. And now I give you a check. And if you go to a3, I go king b5. And that's a 2-1.
Right.
So you have to go on the first rank. But
now it's win.
King b3, yeah.
So is it win?
Maybe it's a win. Let's check the table base right before you leave. It's a win.
Okay, I'm wrong.
It's a win. We did not know. We knew before.
Yeah.
We knew before that it's a win, but it did feel like White is making some progress.
Right.
Nevertheless, he still seems to be losing. Now, if he loses, that's going to take you half a point behind him with 2 rounds to go. How do you feel about your chances?
I mean, half-point lead with like two rounds to go is a pretty sizable advantage to him. So, not expecting too much. I mean, he's been playing very well this tournament. I've had some very shaky moments. Had a very avoidable loss against Chris, or played terribly against Abi, and against Carissa, I almost didn't win. So, I've had my shaky moments this tournament. So honestly, I'm not expecting too much, but. I mean, it's always nice to get back on track with 2 wins.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Andrew, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Andrew, just two quick comments. You were wrong about the analysis, but nonetheless, we still want to trade you for Alejandro. You're in. You're in. You passed. You passed. Next.
There's Alejandro.
Next. Really, I cannot let this moment go without saying you played a brilliant game today, an absolutely brilliant game, and keep that kind of form up. You may be on the podium. Good luck in the championship rounds.
Yeah, thanks so much, Yasser.
Wonderful.
Absolutely. Wow,
So
what a
about the
great game.
Siasa prize.
I don't know, but we'll have to think about it.